How you doing?
Hello.
Do you have a driver's license with you,
I choose not to present that to you, sir.
I'll just let you know, you have every right to do that. You also have one thing I'll tell you right now. If you fail to identify the police officer, you also get arrested for that. Okay? You have a driver's license and no ID.
I choose not to provide you with my information. I'm going to exercise my rights and not to, officer.
Okay. Well, you're right.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
I'm just telling you, you're guns and I know what you're doing exactly. But I tell you, you don't have a right. I'm letting you. I'm trying to identify who you are.
Have I done anything wrong, officer?
I don't know who you are.
Have I done anything wrong?
I just told you. We're getting multiple calls.
Okay.
So I have every reason to be here. Okay. So what you're doing is I know what you're trying to do, make a little YouTube video, trying to get some attention. That is fine. I'm not violating your rights, but I'm telling you, if you don't identify to me, you will be going to jail.
I've spoken with Buda Police Department before on this issue.
It's fine.
Have I done anything wrong, officer?
I just told you. We're getting calls. We're trying to identify.
Am I being detained, officer?
Right now, you are detained.
For what, officer?
I just told you. We're getting multiple calls.
Can I get your higher up, officer?
You will get me. You don't have everything else. You can get me afterwards. If you go to jail, you can make a complaint, go to the supervisor and everything else. Last time, I am going to tell you, you're getting multiple calls around here. If you want to exercise your rights, you have every right to do that. If you want to carry your weapons, that's fine. But if you don't identify the police officer, that is what's going to get you arrested.
Can I give you something, officer? Pull it out of my wallet and give you something?
Very carefully.
Let me show it to you. It's a wallet, okay? I am audio recording. I'm going to put it back in my pocket, officer. My wallet back in my pocket.
What?
I'm going to place my wallet back in my pocket.
Well, you got to get attention, and I'll tell you this much. You're about to get arrested for it. You can do this. You want to carry guns, it's fine. But what's going to get you in trouble when you're going to go to jail for is failing to identify a police officer. And that's a completely different charge. So you better think about what you're doing. I'm asking you politely, okay? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to hopefully. I understand what you're trying to do.
My rights.
Okay.
Your
right to carry a weapon is it's fine.
I do not have to show my identification. Do you suspect me of being a felon?
What?
Well, wait a minute. State law is if an officer requests to see your identification, you have to produce identification. That is state law. It's separate from anything about your kind of weapon. If an officer asks for your driver's license or state ID, you're required to produce it.
If you were being detained for an offense that you have committed, I have not been committed of any offense.
You don't have to be detained.
Please call it in.
You don't have to be detained. I'm going to get out of the road.
I want to exercise my Fifth Amendment now, and I'm going to remain silent at this point.
Okay, that's fine, but I still want to try to explain this to you. When you apply for a driver's license,
I'm not in the vehicle. I'm not driving, officer.
I understand that, but when you apply for a driver's license, part of that form you sign to do that. Part of that, you need to read that thing close too, because it states on there that you're also required to see your driver's license for any reason you have to produce it. You sign that waiver. Same as you. If you've got a driver's license or an ID from the state of Texas, you're required to produce it on demand. If an officer asks you to see it, then you need to produce it.
Am I being detained, officer?
You're detained. So
what is the offense, officer?
Why suspicious activity? Suspicious activity.
What is suspicious?
You don't have every day you have somebody walking around with a gun.
That's not against the law.
It's against the law.
That is not against the law.
It's not against the law. Nobody's saying anything with that. I understand what you're trying to do. But when we have individuals calling us, it's because people
that is
are aware.
Their ignorance, not mine. I should not give up my liberties because of their ignorance. Y'all should inform the public that is in my right. It is lawfully strong across my back,
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to tell you that. I'm not going to argue with you. We don't have it. You want to take this action, we can record it. You're not here arrested. You're not being arrested for that. But you will be arrested for failing to identify the police officer. And this happens to anybody. If I'm asking for your ID, I didn't identify you. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're... Okay. Yes,
I am exercising my Fourth Fifth and Sixth Amendment rights, officer. I have not done anything wrong.
Yeah, see that?
By all means, please do.
You have your right, so you can do this as much as you want, but I'm going to tell you this much. You're that close to get arrested, it's not even for
So I'm not detained?
You're detained right now.
For what, officer?
Why? This is called suspicious activity. I'm here to identify who you are. I don't know who you are.
I do not have to identify myself. I have not committed any offense.
I do not know. I don't know if you're out here going to kill someone out here. I don't know. So I got to identify who you are.
I have not committed any offense, officer.
You can really, I think you may not really read the no. You don't really know.
I will tell you my first name and that is it.
I need to know your name and date of birth.
I will not give that to you.
Okay. It's fine then. If you really want to get arrested, that's what you're going to do.
Keep recording.
Trust me, I'm really ready to this. I'm trying to help you out. I know what you're making. That's why I'm trying to side with you. But if you're trying to go to jail because you're an idiot, that's going to be a whole different thing. And that's on you. Okay?
Exercising what I'm doing right now is all within rights. We have our constitutional lawyers available. Please make copies of it and pass it around. Still recording? I'm sure it is. We're just out getting some exercise. I do this all over the state of Texas.
You want to leave here and do that?
I'm not going to discuss that.
I'm not going to ask you
from
that.
the area. My father's retired sheriff's department.
Really? What is his name?
I'm not going to.
Okay, well, that's the reason I know. Because I used to work in that area a long time ago. Some of the Mo guys are still know. I first started working West Lake Hill.
let you know the same thing we're doing. We continue to get calls for this. You're alarming the public. So when you alarm the public, we're getting calls for it.
Am I being detained,
Okay.
officer?
You're still detained right now. I'm just telling you. Would you listen to me other than just do this and trying to be annoying and retarded sometimes?
Officer, did you take an oath to upstand our constitutional rights?
Okay, I understand.
Am I in violation of it? What did I do?
When we have a lot of calls, I'm trying to be patient with you.
Inform the public.
Here's what I'm telling you. If we start, you're about to cut you loose. But if we get another, I'm just giving you a break. Because we got one report going out. But if we get more calls, and you fail to identify?
I haven't done anything. I'm within my constitutional rights.
Okay.
You're an oath keeper. You're supposed to uphold those rights.
Okay. Look,
and not try to lie to me and stuff.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna play with this game. I have a decision to take. Either I can take you in.
Can I get your card with your badge number?
Yes, you're more than welcome. If you're alarming the public, and we get more calls, we have one report right on one call. We get more calls. You're alarming the public, and we do the same thing as your verbal disturbance. You breach the peace. If you breach the peace, causing problems. You're getting yourself in trouble. I understand. I have no problem with you. You want to carry that? It's fine.
I have no problem. Why did you come up to me like that, demanding everything when I told you I'm exercising my rights? Okay. If you have no problem with me exercising my rights.
Because I don't know who you are. I don't know. For all we know, you just killed someone here. I just showed up. Just ambushed me. Okay. I know it's a fun game for you.
It's not a game.
It's a game. When you're over here in the police, same with us. How many times do we get ambushed? How many people show up? You show up with guns and you kill.
FBI statistics say you are 10 times more likely to be shot by an officer of the law
I am not here to argue with you.
Than in a mass shooting.
I'm not here to argue. But I'm for where I'm at. It's fun for you. But when you're over here in the back of the seat, and you have these weapons with you, you think that's fun? You think it's supposed to be? I mean,
it's not fun when my rights are being taken away for no reason. No, that's not fun, officer.
But I know you're very nervous right now, so I want you to really think what you're doing. Because if we get a lot of calls right now,
I'm being harassed.
No one's harassing you. No one's harassing you, but this is our position too. Yeah, it's funny for you. We get to put on video. I know your hands are shaking, all that. But look, we got one call. If we get more calls, I know you're walking back and forth, you're going to alarm the public. When you do that, you tell us we have no business. You find out
it's fine to come out and talk to me, but to harass me and lie to me about my rights, which obviously is not the truth because you came back out with another story after you rated it into your supervisor, after I asked for your supervisor.
Look, I'm not going to, I will be willing to take you to jail for failing to identify the police officer. That's completely different. But I really I don't really want to take you to jail. I'm not wanting to take you to jail, but I highly recommend what you're doing. If you really wanted to show your rights, it's fine. Just don't do it the way you're going to be doing it.
How should you suggest I exercise my rights, officer? If you support my rights, how should I exercise them?
Look, I'm not going to get into that game with you. But if we're going to get calls from here, we're going to get in trouble, okay? So I'm just, that's all. I am not here to argue with you. I'm just telling you that if I'm getting calls, I have to deal with you. Because people are calling me, citizens are calling me to talk to you. Who are you?
Fine. Come talk to me, but you don't have to violate my rights.
I'm not violating rights. When anybody if I ask for you to identify who you are, name, date of birth, you at least are supposed to provide that information.
I have to? By law, I have to. Is that what you're telling me, officer?
No.
No, it's not. You just told me that on film.
I gave you that if I identify, I'm here, I have a reason to be here. I'm investigating something.
So you're telling me I have to show my identification?
I'm investigating something. Suspicious activity, I need to know who you are. Look, I'm not here to argue with you. Okay?
Okay.
Good night.
Thank you, officer. You've been very polite.